Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. No, let's take the overlay off right now until people come for this morning. Those are comments from yesterday. Good morning, everybody. I'll keep the comments off until people start showing up. Just make sure that I'm coming through loud and clear again this morning. I didn't change anything from yesterday. I'm going to change this microphone because this is a cheaper mic. So I'm going to change this microphone today, and I'm putting my big mic over there. I'm going to bring it over there, over here. What's up? Good morning, Jay-Z. Jay's boys. I just saw Jay-Z right there. But I'm going to take the other microphone over here so I can get that crisp, like, microphone sound. You know what I'm saying? I can't even tell if this thing is working actually. I don't even know if this microphone or that microphone might even be one of the, I don't know. But we'll have it sounding a little more professional by tomorrow. And tomorrow's show, today we're going to focus mainly on the Cowboys versus the Saints. And tomorrow we'll talk more about, the entire league and what's going on, and especially in the division. The Eagles versus the Falcons, which the Falcons are a disappointment. Were a disappointment last week, but at least, yeah, they were a disappointment. I thought they would be better. So hopefully I'll be sitting there just, come on, Falcons, just frustrated, just wanting them to do something against Philadelphia. Good morning, Fro. Good morning, Deandra. DeAndre. What's up, Brett? I'm looking at some of the comments from yesterday. Said that he was tired of finesse linebackers. It didn't work with Quinn. Yeah, I'm good with Quinn now. Can you please have safeties at linebackers? I want to see. I'm interested to see the Commanders' defense. I want to just peek over there and just look at what's going on with their depth chart and all that kind of stuff, and see who he has at linebacker and all that kind of stuff, and see if he's running the same kind of light in the pants defense that he ran in Dallas over there in Washington. I mean, you can't really with that roster, but hey, what's up, Chris? He says his college football team, the Montana Grizzlies, has Scott Linehan on the offensive coaching staff. Did you have a problem with him on the Cowboys staff? He'll be great for you. He'll be great. No, it wasn't a problem. He knows what he's doing when it comes to football. He just came up through a lineage that didn't win. He was taught by people that didn't win that much, if that's in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But on a higher level. But they were able to win, if that makes any sense. Kind of like Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was able to win in the NFL, so therefore Jason Garrett on a college level would be very good. In my opinion, or whatever. But he just couldn't go to that next level. And that's why we had to part ways with Jason Garrett to see if we can get somebody to take us to the next level. Scott Linehan is like that. He's not trash. I like to call Kellen Moore trash. Kellen Moore's not trash, but they won't be able to. They're not, though, in the NFL terms, they're not the type of quarterback that can get you to here. Coordinator. What's up, C? Yes, sir, Will Smith. I'm live. Is that my Will Smith? Is that my daughter's godfather, Will Smith? Saints have a pretty good defense, but we'll get to that in just a minute, Brent. We'll get that in just a minute. Let me go ahead and bring you guys comments on the chat, on the screen. There we go. I'm ready for some more football too. Hey, look, man. The college football stuff this year has filled in whatever gaps I needed in my football. So I'm just excited for the college games on the weekend and then the pro games on the Sundays and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and we're in just a little bitty. I think the Tuesday, Wednesday is the little lull. They got to figure out how to get football to us on Tuesday and Wednesday. But then tomorrow it cranks back up. Oh, you're from Cali. All right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you that one? No, I'm just kidding. It's a lot of Will Smiths around here. Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett were a terrible duo for Dallas. Yeah. Again, terrible in perspective. He wasn't able to get us to where we needed to go, so we call him terrible. It's a perspective of terrible. Now, really terrible is the Carolina Panthers right now. That's really bad. Now, I would say right now, the Carolina Panthers from last year. All right, let's get this thing rolling. All right. I wrote down my, let's get the topics going on for the day. I have more graphics, but I still don't have the smooth moving of the graphics. Let's move that there. And then let's go over here. This is not smooth at all. Let's take that out. Let's put this here. Is it there? Ask everybody, is it there? No, it's not there yet. No, I did the wrong one. Hold on. Let's go here. Let's take this right here. No, I was right. Bam. But if I shoot it over, it's going to disappear. And then bring it back out and pull it out. Let's see if it was right. Yeah, pull it out. All right. The first thing I want to talk about before anything is my pleasure. Yeah, they did look like a JV team. Print. They look like a JV team. My pleasure with Mike Zimmer. Now, when Zim was here, I'm one of the older. Raise your hand if you're older like me and you're old enough to. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. If you remember the first stint that Zim was here. And we loved him. Zim was like fiery. Zim was yelling. Zim was the man, right? So he left. Well, no, Zim had to come here and had to stay here because Jerry got rid of everybody when he was bringing Parcells in. He got rid of everybody else. And he told Parcells that I know you run a 3-4, but Zimmer's great. So I need you to work with Zimmer and have Zimmer teach Zimmer the 3-4, which is ridiculous. It was one of the first time Jerry did something like, Jerry, this doesn't make any sense, man. What are you doing? But Parcells only ran a 3-4 defense, but he wanted to make Zimmer a defensive coordinator and force Parcells to teach Zimmer the 3-4 defense when Zimmer was smoking with his 4-3. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, Zimmer, it just like the whole thing faded. He got out. Lucky, good from him. But when he was with Minnesota, they've never talked trash about him. You know what I'm saying? He's always had a quarterback problems, of this problems, of all that kind of stuff problems. But the defensive side of the ball, he's never had the problem in Minnesota. And when we what's up? I know, Spark. It's early, but I'll put it on the line. I'll put it online after whatever. But Zimmer, Quinn, when everybody was all hype on Quinn, I was just a little bit worried because especially when we got Quinn, our main thing was to try to stop the run. And the way we were stopping the run was like with activity and movement and small guys here and there and all this kind of stuff. And it looked fun. It looked very fun, but it didn't feel real to me, if you know what I'm saying. It didn't feel like a real powerful defense that can go in there and stop a powerful offense. It felt like a fast defense, opportunistic defense. We were getting turnovers, and that just blew our minds because if you remember before Quinn got here, the ball could hit our corners in their hands, and they would drop it. we could get turnovers for nothing. So we were so just thrown with being able to get to achieve turnovers. We didn't care about anything else or how it looked or whatever. But then it just started dwindling with him playing the safeties and linebackers, and then at that I have a lot of problems with a lot of people, so I don't want to force the Green Bay game in any area because I have as much anger for everybody in the picture. But when Green Bay was running down our gut like that, that was like one of the worst feelings because we had been done like that so much. And the fact that Quinn was here for so long, it is not only is it not fixed, it looked worse. It looked worse than it had, or just equivalent for when the Rams was running through us, if you remember that. But no, it with him gone and Zimmer coming in, that could be the humongous free agent acquisition of the summer. I know we were looking at roster. I was stuck on roster, of course, and I'm just sticking on the defensive side of the ball. This ain't got nothing to do with offense. But I was stuck on the roster, so I was like, But the acquisition of Zimmer, I feel like, has just turned that in a different area. We still have talent on defense, so they're not going to back up with Zimmer. But he's got the talent working at a modern NFL rate or whatever like that. So I think Zimmer is our big free agent, a big thing this summer that makes us go from here to here on the defensive side of the ball. On offense, I ain't got nothing for you. I don't have anything for you. I really, 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 really don't. Okay, let's get into the things. All right, first one. Before I get into the Saints, I want to talk about an offense because I have dumbed down Cowboys right here as my next topic. And that may look like it's a bad thing, but I think I said it on my show on Monday. I think the first show on Monday, I said that the dumbed down Cowboys have been my favorite version of the Dallas Cowboys. And the dumbed down Cowboys have been the Cowboys that have made it the furthest in the last 10 years or whatever. One version of the dumbed down Cowboys was the ones that was Tony Romo's year when DeMarco Murray had 1,800 yards or whatever, just crazy amount of yards and whatnot, broke our record. That was a dumbed down offense. Well, we just was like, we're going to do this all season. And we really had a chance there at the end of the season. Want to talk about that. But we really had a chance on the end of that season. Second time we had a dumbed down offense is when we had two rookies on our offense. It was, I've said this before, it was rookie Dak Prescott, and rookie Ezekiel Elliott. And that dumbed down offense, it had to be dumbed down because we had rookies. We couldn't do anything too complex. We had to just focus in on what we needed to do. And again, Dak was rookie of the year. Offensive, they were was he offensive player of the year? Whatever he was. But they got awards. Zeke did great. You know what I'm saying? So they came out that rookie year really shining from a dumbed down offense. And then we started doing more technical stuff later and whatnot. This year, that Cleveland game was a complete dumbed down offense. There was no way we were going to score. Score a lot of points and have a lot of yards like we normally have been doing. Not against that defense. We'll get there, but not against that defense. We had to dumb it down so that the offensive linemen would not get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Would not get their feelings hurt. Would not lose confidence. Would be able to come away with a good feeling after that first game. Because if we sat there and sat in the pocket, I told you I watched every snap of I'm looking at the wrong camera. Let me just change this because I want to look at that camera. Somebody save my thought for me. Somebody save my thought for me so I don't change my thought. There we go. Now that I lost my thought. But hey, what's up, Harry? But the dumbed down version of our offense. Well, no, I said I was watched every snap with those two, and Miles was getting there, but he didn't get there. He didn't cause any damage whatsoever. So that is a complete win for that offensive tackle. He can come back and practice this week, dap up his teammates, feel good about what he's did or whatever. If we had went back there and just tried to be normal and make him act like he's a veteran and you got to do this, you got to hold him, then it would have been a different outcome because Dak would get rid of the ball and Miles would have to pull up. So just a little fraction of a second, things could have been worse. So we were calling plays to get away from them, to get the ball out of Dak's hands quickly. We wasn't trying to hold the ball to get that big long pass going downfield, and it worked. It worked to keep it that simple or whatnot. So I really like this dumbed down offense. I think it's the best thing that we could do at this moment, especially the Paradise defense. So with these two together, I feel like this season we'll get as far as we can. I worded that I spent time on it. We're gonna get as far as we can this season. I do feel like it. All right. Where that is? All right. The Saints come marching in. All right. I got up really early this morning. That's why I'm a little bit more perky. I got up at 3:00 because I wanted to watch the full game of the Saints versus the Carolina Panthers, because I'm just trying to wonder how in the world did the Miles Austin, how in the world did the Saints beat the Panthers this bad? I know the Panthers were bad last year, but I was at least expecting them to be a little bit better this year. Let me get my notes right here so I don't miss nothing. But the first thing we have to realize about the Panthers is they're almost like an expansion team, pretty much. They have so many new coaches. They have so many new players right now. It's ridiculous. And they're in a different learning space than that of the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are making their offense and defense crisp and all that kind of stuff, getting ready for a battle, trying to make the playoffs. The Panthers are trying to form a team right now. So they're in two different spaces, and it was kind of obvious when I watched the game at the beginning. The things about the Saints, they got speed. Everything ran through. What's his name? You know I'm talking. Kamara. Everything ran through Kamara. But everything they were running with Kamara, they were getting him out in space. They were pitching the ball to him. They were doing like little option things to him or whatever. They were just getting him in space. In my mind, that's just not going to work with us. Because you'll put 13 and say 13, watch Kamara. Or even 11 watch Kamara. And there's not one athlete on that team. You know, Shaq Thompson was trying, but there's not one athlete on that Panthers team that could, in essence, keep up with Kamara and was shifty enough to keep up with Kamara or to spy on Kamara. But as long as we have one of our monsters on Kamara and take Kamara out of the game, it's just like the rest was pretty much. I think they had one real good play for a touchdown in the first half, but it's hard to say that was a great play because they were already up 23-0, and at the end of the half, and when you're up 23-0, I mean, and you're in the red zone, you'll throw anything. You know what I'm saying? You got the confidence just to whip it in there, and he threw a beautiful pass to, what was his name? Johan Johnson. That's what I had to write his name down. He's a tight end for the Saints. Got to watch him. He looked like a tight end version of DK Metcalf. He looked like a problem. They said he's been playing great. They jumped on Carolina really early. It was that Rashid Shaheed. I drafted him on my Madden team, so I know how fast he is. And they threw a deep ball to him. I don't know about us having speed. Do you guys know that we have anybody that can run with that guy? Because I don't think Diggs can. I don't think Carson can if his numbers match up with his Madden. Because I think Carson's like an 88 in speed Madden, and Rashid Shaheed is a 96. So we've got to make sure we stay on top of him because they're definitely going to send him long against us and try to get a cheap score. And that's what I got. That's what I got on the Panthers. I got a cheap score, and then Carr just threw it in at his tight end, and I was just like, let's just put it this way: that second touchdown. If they scored that same touchdown on our defense, we're so mad it's ridiculous. The Carolina Panthers was over there just yelling at each other. It was such a bad. They let the ball just come through like 3 or 4 players and they caught it. So it was a lot of. I said it was a lot of luck, and they got on top of them quickly. And Honey Badger, the only real plays, Honey Badger made a play, so we got to make sure we understand that he's still there. Honey Badger made a play, and the touchdown that the Saints made at the end of the game. So that was the gist of it for me. You know, it was mainly Alvin Kamara. And I just, the plays that they had running with Kamara and all the kind of stuff that we're doing, I just do not see it hurting us. On the defensive side of the ball, I think we're going to have to play the same way that we played against the Browns. To me, after seeing both teams, I think the Browns defense is better than the Saints defense. I probably think the Browns would beat the Saints after watching both teams play or whatever. But the Browns, we'll have to play defense the same way we did. Play offense the same way we did against the Browns defense and keep it real simple because Dak is not going to have. They have a pass rush too. Dak is not going to have time in the pocket. We're going to have to keep it simple. We're going to have to run the ball. We're going to have to just 220 yards and 2 touchdowns for Dak. That's a beautiful day. Dumbed down offense. I absolutely love it. Don't give me those 42 complete attempts for 400 something yards games. I can't stand those things. Can't stand them. Give me 230, 2 to 3 touchdowns. Love that. All right, let me take some. Let me go to the comments for you. Brent said that year when Dak was a rookie, Jerry Jones was trying to ruin the Cowboys in favor of Romo. Every snap. That exactly, Rick Charlton. Y'all can make comments. I'm reading the comments right now. That's why Michael comes in for no time and care to throw. Play has time to develop. Yep. Dallas has to watch trick plays. Yes, against the Saints. Yes. They have a young coordinator. It is Kubiak. It is I think he's Gary Kubiak's son. He looked like I didn't look up who he was. I just saw the last name and I saw it wasn't Gary. And he looked young. I was like, oh, it must be Gary's young son. You know, nepotism in the NFL, it runs rapid. Nepotism in sports, it runs rapid. But Kubiak brought a lot of play action, movement. He brought a lot of stuff to that Saints offense. So we have to worry about, that's a very, very good point. Got to worry about all those trick plays and things of that sort. What's up, Post Trip? Okay, used to be El Judo. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be doing these, man. I'm glad to be doing these. It feels good. It feels good. And it energizes me, guys. I got up early this morning. It's like I can't sleep because I don't want to accidentally oversleep and miss this. So I'm like antsy at night and I have to get up. Now, after I take the kids to school and I come back here, I'm like, I'm done. So I'm going to have to get into bed today when I drop them off at school because it's early pickup and we have soccer practice and all kind of stuff this evening. So there's no way I'll be able to get through this evening if I don't get back here and get in bed. But this has been fun, and I can see me maintaining this all throughout the season. Top of the morning to you, Peter, man. Yes, Brent. Brent says, get at Carr early. He's generous at giving the ball to other teams. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like that second touchdown he threw at his tight end, Foster Moreau. That second touchdown he threw it to his tight end. It was like he just closed his eyes and threw it as hard as he can. And actually that last pass that I gave him credit for as being a great pass to the tight end that reminded me of Metcalf, that was the same thing. He just threw that thing. So you're right. Get in Carr and let him hand the ball over to us. Dak for 4 years, his next level of game needs to be elevating receivers. I think he's already does that, man. I think Dak has already been I don't really think Brandon Cooks would be playing on another team if he didn't have Dak Prescott. I honestly don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just like he's and just wait. Everybody he had like Noah Brown. Noah Brown now with Dak was awesome, and now he's out of the league. I think. You know what I'm saying? So he elevates wide receivers games too. Him and Romo both. What up, Sadiqa? We are doing great. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. Thank you, Brent, for looking that up. If that's Gary Kubiak's son, hey, like I said, nepotism, sports. GM chat room. Good morning, chat room. Sean Richburg said, "What's up, Sal? I'm at work. Can Dallas slow down?" Yes, Sean. Sean asked, "Can Dallas slow down Alvin Kamara?" Yes, they can. I mean, what I saw with Overshown, we can afford to put one of our big guys on him and watch him throughout the game and then let everybody else handle the rest of the team. Because, Olave, they can't even figure out how to use Olave. You know what I'm saying? Olave's good, but they need to figure out how to get him in the game plan and all that kind of stuff. And, the tight ends are good. So we can handle the other ones, but just get that Kamara. He was the Niners' old passing game coordinator. That's interesting. I did not know that. He came from that. Interesting. Now I really don't like him. He comes from the Shanahans. If that makes sense. I was going to say that. But it makes all the sense in the world because that's the first thing that came to my mind is the Kubiak running the similar Shanahan type offense. So out of in Denver. So yeah. When I think of Kubiak, I think of Denver. When I think of Shanahan, I think of Denver. I'm an old guy. Maybe soon. I've never met Will Skywalker at all. But maybe soon. I just got to get on my feet. Get some consistency about my bones. What's up? Talk to you. Talk Your Talk Media. Good morning. Any chance the Falcons beat the Eagles? Man, I hope. In my mind, I saw the Eagles play, and they were not impressive. As I told you, they were not impressive. Saquon Barkley was very impressive. So in my mind, Saquon Barkley by himself again is enough to beat the Falcons. So hopefully the Falcons, go back and they regroup after that shellacking, and maybe we're not. I mean, come on, man. Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. We're trying to count out Pittsburgh every year. You can never really count out Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh they're always gonna play you tough. The Saints will be humble this week. I said, yeah, I thought of that too. Talk Your Talk Media. I said, man, they got to go from a 47-point showing to an L. Sorry, Saints fan. Yeah, I forgot about Schultz. So yeah, he's done it. Dak has just got to get us over the hump. That's all. It has to be a situation like the Kansas City Chiefs this year. I said it yesterday. I said the Kansas City Chiefs defense picked Patrick Mahomes up. He picked Patrick Mahomes up, and they carried him through the playoffs, and they carried him to the Super Bowl, and they carried him through the Super Bowl. And then in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, they said, okay, Pat, we're here in overtime. Win this for us, please. And Pat's like, okay. that was my Pat. And Pat did. I mean, if in that situation, who would you want to win that game more than Pat Mahomes? I mean, it was the perfect scenario for Kansas City. No one thought that Kansas City was going to lose an overtime game with Patrick Mahomes. So that's where we have to get. We have to basically, and then when we get to the promised land, now you win it. What's up, True? Greg Holmes said, shouldn't be surprised that Packers receivers had success against rookie DBs. The Eagles were very impressed. What part of the Eagles were? I don't know. Maybe I'm hating. Maybe I'm hating. But I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything impressive out of Jalen Hurts at all. And I'm a Hurts fan. I was begging for Jalen Hurts. But I didn't see anything. All I saw was Saquon Barkley going off. Just on cue, they're talking about the good, the bad, the ugly from Jalen Hurts in week 1. The bad, he was 0 for 5 when he targeted, had fewer than 1 yard of separation. And then let's do the ugly. And then the ugly, he had 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble loss. Tied for the most in his career. So at least I'm not hating. Thank you, ESPN, for the graphics on the screen right there at the perfect moment. But my point is, even if Jalen Hurts has another game like that, they still gonna beat the Falcons. You're from Georgia. This is the first time in a while the Falcons were heated in losing game 1. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brent. So I think they're going to come back. They're going to come back. They better come back ready to play next week. You know what I'm saying? That's the professional in you. You just let your city down because they were looking. I mean, they were hyped all summer long. everybody was looking up to it. And then you come out the first game and do that, and you know you're better than that too. And then secondly, again, Pittsburgh might just be pretty good. We're gonna see them. We're gonna see them. Yeah, Hurts is who ESPN talk shows say Dak is, pretty much. What's up, Greg? Vic Greer? John Jones, good morning. I believe we have to look, Truefields. I think we've always had what it takes to combat Saquon. Actually, what was it on? It was it wasn't Hard Knocks. It was something, and they were talking to Saquon Barkley, and Saquon Barkley said, "Well, he found out they hate Dallas in Philadelphia." He said that's one of the first things he figured out when he was in Philadelphia, that they absolutely hate Dallas and they have to beat Dallas. And he said he was embarrassed to admit that he's never beaten Dallas. So that tells you right there that we've always had what's in place to combat what Saquon Barkley does. That's why I was saying that about Alvin Kamara, because I see them as like similar type space runners. You know, you want to get them the ball into space and let them make moves or whatever. But our defense, even the Quinn defense, this is what Quinn was great, because Quinn got us those athletes that were able to just move like that. So I don't want to discredit Quinn at all for a lot of things, but we have the talent to combat those type runners. The type runners I'm worried about. That's why I kind of wish now, especially now, I kind of wish we could have got tested with Nick Chubb. It's the downhill running games. It's the Green Bay Packers, the San Francisco 49ers, the running games that just come at you like that, not the scutterbugs and the catching out the backfield, all that kind of stuff. We can handle that thing. Yeah. And don't we play Philadelphia late? Man, Barkley might not even be here. I shouldn't have said that. That's not nice. What do I think about our Cowboys this first game? I am pleasantly surprised, because I didn't know what we were going to get, and I tried to keep my mind blank until I actually saw them on the field and make judgment out of that. And not only that, I didn't have to look for some players. I didn't have to look for Kalen Carson. Kalen Carson came and found me. He said, "Yo, Shango, watch this. Yo, Shango, look at this." And I was like, "Who's 21? 21, what are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? So I had to ask, who's 21? You know, Overshawn found me, you know, when I was looking at 13 all over the place. I didn't have to look for these players and try to grade, I think such and so did well or whatever. So yeah, that was really impressive. On the offensive side of the ball, I still have all the same problems on the offensive side of the ball that I did last year. I don't want to hate on Brandon Cooks at all, but he should not be our number 2 wide receiver. None of our adversaries, none of the people that are serious about trying to win a Super Bowl in the NFC have a wide receiver number 2 at the caliber of Brandon Cooks. They're younger, better. Every team. Lions, Eagles, 49ers. Every one of those number 2s are substantially, I'm not just going to say better, substantially better than Brandon Cooks. And then when you get behind Brandon Cooks, it starts to dwindle. So the only thing in my mind that can help this offense is if Flournoy and Tolbert, if those guys just pop out the screen next game. You know, they didn't get a chance this game because of, I told you, the dumbed down Cowboys. They're going to have to pop out the screen when we play the Commanders or the Giants or somebody like that. But and they're probably not going to pop off the screen this week because, again, we're going to have to play a dumbed down offense. But Flournoy and Tolbert are going to have to pop. They're going to have to pop like Overshown and Kalen Carson did on defense. They're going to have to do that for us on offense, for us to feel good about our receiving core. I ain't got nothing for you for the running back because we don't. I mean, it's not even anybody that intrigues us in the running back room. Just like San Francisco had that guy, man. That was just like that. Just they found a dude and plugged it in their system, and it worked for them. And it was just like, yeah, I wish I could feel that way. That could happen with us, but I just don't think so. I mean, I like Rico. Rico lived in my hometown for a while. You know what I'm saying? So Rico is awesome, but we've just seen a whole lot of Rico. We've seen a whole lot of Zeke. We've watched the whole thing with Zeke, the whole Zeke story we know. And then Dalvin Cook, it's just strange that he was going unwanted for so long. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the running back room I have real problems with. And this is and I can tell you specifically why. Our offense, when we play big time defenses in the playoffs, we have to run the football on them. We have to be able to get we'll be one-dimensional before you know it. When we're up by like 13 points or 10 points late in the third quarter, we need to be able to run the football. Because when you're making those passes at that point of the game, you're playing with fire and we're going to get burned. There's going to be a pick six here and there. There's going to be a fumble. There's going to be stuff because the defense is playing like crazy at that point because they're trying to get back. So that's the time of the game where you need to hand the ball off. You need to get creative in your offense and you need to matriculate the ball down the field. And you don't need to do it in any kind of dangerous fashion. When we throw the ball, it is dangerous. And we're going to do it again this year. We're going to be forced to do it again this year. So Dak Prescott is going to be on him to get 3rd and 2. It's going to be a passing down. And you're not going to go far when 3rd and 2 when 2nd and 2. Well, 2nd and 2 is running down, but 3rd and 2 is a running down. It's a passing down. I don't think it throws many. You know, William, Dak is not an interception thrower. That was 1 year. That was 1 year and a whole lot of propaganda from that 1 year. Dak is not an interception thrower. So I don't think he's going to throw that many interceptions. He will throw them because of what I just said. When you put the ball in harm's way, when you put the ball up in the air 40-something times a game, they're going to be tipped. They're going to be bad throws. They're going to be, there's going to be a lot of stuff when you have a high volume of passes. All those passes are not going to be perfect. So and the ones that are not perfect, you have to deal with this result. You hope it just falls innocently to the ground, but it could hit a hand, pop up. That was a season. What am I talking about? That's the season of the high interceptions. Half of them were tips because you put the ball in danger by throwing the football. So that's my gripe on the offense, and that's what I don't see any kind of improvement this year. I can't even say if the running backs, because I just don't have it in me to think that Ezekiel Elliott is at the place in his career where he can carry a team to the Super Bowl. I don't think Dalvin Cook is in a place in his career where he can carry a team. There could be supplements to a system, but I don't know who can carry us. Who's like, okay, we need our guy right now to get these yards. We need to go hard. We don't have it. How many times? Again, raise your hand if you're as old as me. How many times on our Super Bowl runs with Emmitt Smith did Emmitt Smith have to put us on his shoulders and go through people? Sometimes with a separated shoulder. He had to. Because it had to happen at that point of the game. Otherwise, you're throwing the ball and you're putting the ball in danger. What's up, Eric? end around the CD is going to get old. The defense is going to see it coming. Good morning, Nate. All right, what time is it? Oh, man, it is kid time. Wow, I got to go. I got to go get the kids and get the baby, get the dog out. All right, guys, again, love these shows. Great shows. Love these shows. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Hey, look, Sean Risver, he's an old person like me. Sean, you showed your age on that one. When I say matriculate the ball down the field, I'm saying it on purpose.